It's been a long time since I've made a new video, and to be quite honest, things have been picking up for me lately in my life where I have not had really any time to do any videos or any thinking. But today, a miracle happened. I have time, and I don't have anything going on. So I decided, let's do a little early season predictions video for this season. Sorry if you see like any reflection. My cat's in here walking around. He's probably gonna end up walking up here somewhere, causing chaos. So let's, like I just said, let's do a little early NFL season prediction video. We're gonna go through all of these teams here, and I'm just gonna flip them over and randomly pick out a random team pennant, and I'm gonna tell you my thoughts on that team and how I think they're gonna do this season. So for those of you who want to get like all these NFL pennants, I got this on eBay like 3-4 years ago. It was only for like $5, so I don't know if it's still on eBay or not. But just type in mini NFL pennants. Yeah, they're older ones. Like they have some old team logos, which you'll see in a second. All right, so I don't know if all 32 teams are even in here, so this is gonna be a surprise to me. So dumping them out now. We're gonna see, this one's disgusting looking. Like compared to this one looks like it's been through, I don't know, hell. And of course, look what it is. It's the Buffalo Bills one that just so happens to be the disgusting one. All right, so since I picked the Bills first, they are obviously my hometown team. I will try my best to get to at least 2 or 3 games this season. I don't know which ones exactly, but they are definitely on my radar for this year, especially them being predicted to be the #1 overall team again this season. So we'll see what happens. And of course, I just said they are predicted to be the #1 overall team this season. I think the Bills obviously will win the AFC East for the 3rd year in a row. My personal prediction, I'd like to see them go 15-2 and actually get to the Super Bowl and, win it, of course. I mean, it's time. This team it's due. They should have went to the Super Bowl last season, but thanks to a coin flip in 13 seconds, we all know what happened. But we got Von Miller now. We got the punt god. If you haven't seen Matt Ariza's 82-yard punt, look it up because he actually punted a football 82 yards. 60-something to be honest, but it rolled an extra couple yards into the end zone, being a total of 82. All right, I had to pause my video for a second. My cat had to leave finally. So I think the Bills are going to be hopefully the #1 seed in the AFC this season. They get that bye in the playoffs when it starts. So like I said, this should be like flat out the #1 team. As long as they stay healthy and nothing bad happens, watch out, everyone. The Bills are going to be a team to beat. Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, so Big Ben retired in the offseason, and they got Kenny Pickett. They got in the draft. They got Mitchell Trubisky and Mason Rudolph in a 3-way quarterback battle to find out who's going to be the starter. It's not going to be Mason Rudolph. I'm going to tell you that right now. It's either going to be Trubisky or Pickett. Most likely Trubisky, and then Pickett will be the backup, hopefully. I mean, I don't know if Mason Rudolph's even going to stay with them or not, but I think Pittsburgh's going to be on a little rebuild since they lost Juju Smith-Schuster as well in the offseason. He went to the Kansas City Chiefs, and, they're getting a quarterback for the first time starting in how many years since Roethlisberger's been their guy. So, I don't know. We're going to see what Pittsburgh can do. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs this year. They would be a surprise wildcard team, but I don't know. Pittsburgh's going to be a team to see what happens quarterback-wise. Next up, we got the Detroit Lions. Again, I don't know. They should be a little bit improved this year with Jared Goff and whatever else they can do. I mean, T.J. Hawkinson and Aiden Hutchinson, right? He got drafted to the Lions, so we'll see what he can do. I don't know. I don't think the Lions will be the worst team this year. They should be slightly improved. So, again, Detroit, don't know if they're a playoff team yet, but they're getting close. Like, real close. Give them another year or two. The AFC champions. Who thought the Cincinnati Bengals were going to go to the Super Bowl last year? Absolutely no one. This team still has impressive amounts of talent. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are going to obviously look to run it back to the Super Bowl. I don't think the Bengals will win the AFC North, however. That's going to be for another team. I showed Pittsburgh, I showed Cincinnati, so there's 2 left. So I think it's pretty obvious who I think is going to win the AFC North if I'm not saying it's Cincinnati or Pittsburgh. But I do think the Bengals will make the playoffs again as a wild card team. But I don't think they will get past the wild card round. I think they're going to be a one-and-done team this year. Sorry, Bengals fans, but that's just how I think that season's going to play out. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tom Brady retired in the offseason and came out of retirement in the offseason. So he's still around. Not many changes to Tampa Bay. A couple offensive line injuries so far throughout the season, the preseason, I should say. But other than that, as long as Brady's still the quarterback, they're still going to be the team to watch in the NFC South. I think Tampa's going to win the South again. And again, I don't know how far they'll get into the playoffs. They got eliminated in the divisional round last year. Or was it the wild card round? It was the divisional, right? To the Rams. Right? Or was it Green Bay? I don't remember. It was either one or the other. But I know Tampa got eliminated as the defending Super Bowl champs, but not anymore. So they should be a playoff team. Final standing. The Green Bay Packers. This team is the team I am predicting to win the NFC North. And yeah, Aaron Rodgers is still around. They lost Devontae Adams to the Vegas Raiders. But, Green Bay's still a juggernaut team. And they are one of the top 4 teams going into this season. And, hey, like I said, a lot of quarterback-wise situations out there. As long as Aaron Rodgers is still the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers, I don't see them going down anytime soon. The Chicago Bears. I think they're going to improve a little bit now with Justin Fields. And we'll see what he can do again. But the Bears would be a surprise wild card team for me again this season. They did get in the wild card last season against... or was it 2 seasons ago? They played the Saints in the wild card. I'm not too sure. I think it was 2 seasons ago. I really don't remember. But Chicago, I don't know. I think Chicago is just going to be how they were, the same as last season. Nothing too crazy. Dallas Cowboys. I don't know. I really don't know what this team's going to do this year. They played Tampa week 1. If they can beat Tampa week 1, they can be a real dangerous team. If they lose to Tampa, I don't know if they'll be winners for their division again. I don't know. Dallas is tough for me this year because I feel like they're going to be another surprise team. We don't know too sure about them. All right, here we go. Now things are going to get interesting with the AFC West over here. Denver Broncos got Russell Wilson in a trade with the Seattle Seahawks in the offseason. So Russell Wilson's going to be the new quarterback of the Denver Broncos. However, the AFC West is really stacked this year. And I don't think Russell Wilson's really going to be a big help for the Broncos because when Denver played the Bills last week in a preseason game, yeah, it's a preseason game, but the depth chart for Denver is paper thin. So Russell Wilson, you got to pray your guys don't get hurt because, yeah, that roster for Denver, other than Russell Wilson and Jerry Jeudy, a couple starters, Denver could be in big trouble this season. Just FYI. And I think Denver will finish last in the AFC West. Yep. You heard it here. Houston Texans, they're predicted to be one of the worst teams again this season with David Fales is their quarterback. Or Davis Mills. It's Mills or Fales, I'm not sure. It's one or the other. But his nickname is Longneck. And Houston, I don't think will have that much success again this season. So I think the Texans are going to be right how they were last season for this season. Oh boy, here we go. Miami, the Dolphins. They got Tyreek Hill in a trade with the Kansas City Chiefs during the offseason, of course. Everybody is thinking, the revamped Miami Dolphins. They only got Tyreek Hill, and all of a sudden this team is supposedly going to be a scary wild card contending team again. And no one's looking at Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback. As a Bills fan, obviously, I can say all I want that Tua does not have that good of an arm compared to other quarterbacks in the league. And he is certainly no Patrick Mahomes. So I don't think Miami is that good. They're all talk, but, once they start playing some games, I don't know, man. I don't think Miami is what they're living up to be. Wild card team? Who knows? We'll see how the season goes. The Arizona Cardinals were the best team for, 11, 12 straight weeks last season, undefeated streak, and they lost in the wild card round. Pretty disappointing for the Arizona Cardinals. But Kyler Murray, and he's getting a new contract extension, or he did get a contract extension already. And he's, going to be the Cardinals quarterback for a while now, and Arizona could be another wild card team. They're not going to go on this big, long winning streak again this season. I don't see that happening, but Arizona definitely will be different. Isn't someone suspended? Speaking of suspensions, the Cleveland Browns, Deshaun Watson, suspended 11 games for his sexual harassment lawsuits with the 24 or 25 women, however many it was. Originally supposed to be 5 games, but Roger Goodell decided to appeal against it and ended up giving Watson an 11-game suspension. So that leaves the Cleveland Browns quarterbacks either Jacoby Brissett or Josh Rosen. Well, it is going to be Jacoby Brissett, but saying if he gets hurt, Josh Rosen's going to be the backup. So Cleveland could be very, very bad for the first 11 weeks. I don't even know how good Watson's going to be when he comes back against Houston. I mean, he should beat Houston. The Browns should beat the Texans when Watson comes back, saying Houston's going to be as bad as I think they're going to be. But Cleveland's not going to have a winning record this season. I'm sorry, but they're not up to par. All right, next up here, we got the new head coach for the New York Giants. The former Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator Brian Daboll got the job. And the Giants got Tyrod Taylor and Daniel Jones still at quarterback. I don't know. I don't believe in the Daniel Jones hype. I haven't really seen anything from him that's really impressed me to say, okay, this guy's going to be the franchise quarterback for the New York Giants for a while. He's their guy. I don't think he is. If anything, you can compare Daniel Jones right now to maybe a slightly more talented Mitchell Trubisky, if not a dead-even quarterback, but I don't know. I think unless there's a big quarterback change for the New York Giants, they're not going to be really going anywhere anytime soon. So, Giants is always next year. The New Orleans Saints with Jameis Winston back. So, I think the Saints will be pretty decent. They could be a wild card team. I can definitely see the Saints being a wild card team this year. They'll probably break even with their record, maybe get 9 wins at most, but no more than that. But, yeah, I can definitely see the Saints coming out strong this year and getting that wild card spot. The San Francisco 49ers, they're keeping Jimmy Garoppolo, apparently, after they said he was going to be searching for a trade partner. Trey Lance will be the starter, however, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure they announced that he got the starting job for San Francisco, and Jimmy Garoppolo is just going to be hanging around until they do decide to trade him. I know Seattle could use him, obviously. I mean, they're another one of the worst teams that are supposedly going to be this year in the league, but I don't know. But we'll see how Trey Lance does. San Francisco could be a surprise wildcard team. We don't know for sure, obviously, because we're still a week away from the home opener of the NFL season. The Minnesota Vikings, I don't think will make the playoffs this season. I think Kirk Cousins is really just a mid-quarterback. Sorry, unless Justin Jefferson does something incredible, like, I don't know, if he can channel Stephon Diggs or Devontae Adams and become that number one guy, which he is. He's one of the top 10 best receivers in the league. But they're going to have to rely on him like the whole season and Kirk Cousins to be pretty accurate with him if the Vikings want to go anywhere and get to a decent record or improvement and hopefully make the playoffs. The Carolina Panthers, they have Sam Darnold, P.J. Walker, and who did they trade for? Baker Mayfield. He wanted out of Cleveland after they signed Deshaun Watson, and he got his wish. They traded him to the Carolina Panthers, and Baker Mayfield will be the starter for the Carolina Panthers. I'm really excited to see what Mayfield can do for the Panthers. They would really surprise me if they could make a wild card team, but I don't see the Panthers really going to be that much of a threat this season. So we will see. I'd like to see the Panthers make the wild card as one of the teams and see Baker get some redemption. They do play Cleveland week 1, I think. No, do they? I think they do. The Panthers and the Browns week 1. But, yeah, Carolina, I would really like to see them get in the wild card. Oh boy, here we go. The Atlanta Falcons. Let's see. They traded Matt Ryan, their quarterback for the past, 14 seasons it's been? Something like that. To the Indianapolis Colts. So Atlanta picked up Marcus Mariota as their new starting quarterback. And Desmond Ridder, they got the quarterback from Cincinnati, the rookie quarterback, who had an amazing season with Cincinnati. Got to the Final Four for the national championship and ultimately lost to Georgia. But with that being said, Atlanta could have some surprise quarterback talent on their team. I mean, Marcus Mariota's a runner. He's not a fast runner, but he's a runner. And if they're going to throw Ridder in there here and there, Atlanta could be like how Taysom Hill is with the Saints. So, I don't know. Atlanta, I don't know. They're a mystery team. I just mentioned them a couple seconds ago because their quarterback is now the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. Matt Ryan, Matty Ice, goes to the Colts, his second NFL team. They got Jonathan Taylor. They got a great receiving core. Obviously, Matt Ryan's a veteran. This is the Colts' third or fourth new quarterback for the past 4 years in a row. They've had Carson Wentz last year, Phillip Rivers, Andrew Luck, Jacoby Brissett, and now Matt Ryan. That's 5 quarterbacks in the last 5 years that the Colts have had as their starter. So, yeah, interesting. We'll see what the Colts can do. They were pretty good last season. Didn't make the playoffs because they lost to the Jaguars. But if Matt Ryan can return to MVP Matt Ryan form from 2016, they definitely could be an AFC team to watch. Sticking with the AFC teams, the Tennessee Titans with Malik Willis, who seems to be a better quarterback right now than Ryan Tannehill. Even though Ryan Tannehill hasn't played anything in preseason, Willis looks like to be the future of the Titans. So the Titans traded A.J. Brown to the Philadelphia Eagles, who was one of their best receivers. But as we all know, the real powerhouse of Tennessee is Derrick Henry. So as long as Henry is there and he's not injured, Titans' run game is going to be number 1. So watch out for Tennessee. They, I think, could be a wild card team again this season if all goes right. So we'll see what the Titans can do. I'm going to try and speed this up a little bit. We got a couple teams to go. Let's see. Who wants to fall first? I got 2 of them stuck together. It is the Los Angeles Chargers. So the LA Chargers apparently are supposed to be like a top 5 team this season with Justin Herbert just because he played really well towards the end of the season. I don't know. Again, the Chargers are like the Dolphins. They're living up to all of this hype, but I need to see it happen first. Don't forget, the Chargers finished 3rd in the AFC West last season and missed the playoffs. Justin Herbert hasn't even made a playoff appearance yet. So, again, Chargers really got to, show me that they can be a powerhouse team. And I know they had that little spark last season, but they couldn't beat the Raiders, and they couldn't get into the playoffs. So, I don't know. Chargers, do something. I want to see something different between them. Another division rival, the Kansas City Chiefs. God, I think they're the most hated team. Sorry, Chiefs fans, right now, as a Bills fan, because Mahomes and Allen are like the top 2 best quarterbacks in the AFC right now. This SOB, though, and his team keep beating us in the playoffs. And, God, once we beat these guys, we play them in the regular season, too, at Kansas City again. But, God, man, Kansas City's going to win the AFC West again. The Bills can beat them in the playoffs, man. We're golden. That's all we got to do is beat the Chiefs. That's it. They're the only team I'm worried about. Pittsburgh Steelers, Cincinnati Bengals, Cleveland Browns. The winners of the AFC North will be the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar Jackson's going to come back. He's going to have a pretty close MVP season. He's going to be obviously more of a runner this season than he normally is than a thrower, and his legs are going to help him get the Ravens some key victories this year. The Ravens will win the North, and I don't know what they'll do in the playoffs. Maybe they'll play the Bills again. Who knows? Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders, I think, will... I don't know. Again, that AFC West is a tough division, like I said, but I'm certain Denver is going to finish last, and it's going to be a tough battle for second place between the Chargers and the Raiders. Again, just like last season. But they got Devontae Adams now, possibly the best wide receiver in the NFL right now, with Derek Carr, and they both played together at Fresno State in college. So it's a little reunion for some college teammates. Now they're playing together in the pro leagues all these years later on the same team in Vegas. So the Raiders, I think, can be pretty deadly this year. If Devontae Adams ends up being what he was to Aaron Rodgers and Derek Carr uses him correctly, this team could be very, very under the radar scary. So I don't know. We'll see what the Raiders can do. They are definitely a team to be feared. Speaking of teams to be feared, I don't see any difference in what Jacksonville's going to do. Doug Marrone, or not Doug Marrone, he got fired 2 seasons ago. Urban Meyer was their head coach for like 8 or 9 weeks. And then he got fired. And now Doug Peterson, the former head coach who won a Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles, is the new Jacksonville Jaguars head coach. Travis Etienne, their running back, is back after a torn Achilles it was last year, right? And Trevor Lawrence's second season in the NFL. He's not a rookie anymore. Jacksonville's a mystery. I don't think they're going to do anything different, but they're a mystery team. Because who knows what Travis Etienne's going to do. Do we have to? I don't have an updated pennant of this team, but we're just going to call them the Washington football team. I don't like Commanders. Commanders just doesn't sit well for me. So Washington got voted the worst NFL stadium in the league, FedEx Field. It is a piece of trash football stadium for anybody who's gone to a Washington football game. But, I don't think Washington's going to be too good this year. Carson Wentz is their new starting quarterback, so I don't know. I think they're going to miss the playoffs this year, and they're going to just have to rebuild. Isn't Chase Young still hurt too? So that's another problem for the Washington Commanders. The New England Patriots, Mac Jones. Oh, yeah, he's the guy. Got blown out in the wild card, though, against the Bills, didn't you? Sorry, Bill. Can't have run plays in Buffalo anymore. We learned that lesson, didn't we? I don't think the Patriots will make the playoffs this year. I think they're going to finish with no more than 8 wins. Maybe have like an 8-9 record. And we'll see what happens with them. But I don't think New England's going to be too scary this year. I don't see it. Sorry. New York Jets. Zach Wilson sprained something, an MCL sprain or something, and a meniscus tear, I think it was. But, the poor Jets, they can't ever catch a break. This team's got the longest postseason drought right now with 11 or 12 seasons. And these goddamn Jets, man, they need to do something. Like, if this season, even if Zach Wilson comes back, they got to show something, because I don't see anything the Jets are going to be doing anything well in the meantime. Speaking of doing trash, this team is supposed to be the worst team in the league this year with the Houston Texans. The Seattle Seahawks. Drew Lock is their quarterback. I really don't know anything that the Seahawks have. DK Metcalf, if you can turn Drew Lock into a superstar quarterback, then the dude deserves to win a Super Bowl. I don't have any words for the Seahawks other than I'm sorry. The Philadelphia Eagles, and then we got one more team to go. I think we all know who that is. The Eagles should be good. The Eagles should win the NFC North this year. Believe it or not, it's either going to be them or Dallas. But the Eagles and Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, they got A.J. Brown. They got a good offense. The Eagles have one of the best offenses in the... or am I been calling them the North the whole time? It's the East. It's the NFC East. My bad. I just realized that. I'm looking at my pennants. I'm like, wait a minute, I have them all in order. It's the NFC East. Damn it, I should have known that. Eagles are going to win their division. Bank on it. And finally, our last team. All 32 teams. I got them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. Cool. I didn't lose a single one. Your defending Super Bowl champion, Los Angeles Rams. Here's the old Rams logo when they were in St. Louis. The Rams are supposed to be just as good as they were last season. They're predicted to go back-to-back. They're just, when you win a Super Bowl, everyone thinks they're going to be repeat champions. But not this year, because when the Bills beat them week 1, 2 weeks from today, all that's going to change. Von Miller, oh yeah, I know. Let's talk about our boy Von. Let's talk about Von Miller getting a 6-year, $120 million deal with the Bills. I think he is going to be a big key role in our defense this year, because he got what? How many sacks with the Rams? 5, 6? Maybe 8? I don't know. But Von still played pretty well with the Rams defense. And he's one of the best linebackers in the league still. And Odell Beckham Jr. is being recruited to the Bills from Von Miller. So that's just Von doing what he can. He wants OBJ to come with him to Buffalo. So we'll see what happens. If the Bills beat the Rams, though, in the Thursday night NFL kickoff game, then a message has been sent through the entire league that we are ready and we are here. So Rams, Bills, it is going to be the Super Bowl that should have happened last season. Could be the Super Bowl this season. It would be incredible. It's in Arizona this year, too, so we'll see what happens. That's my thoughts on all the NFL teams for this season. Who's your team? You guys think your team will do pretty good this year? Any surprise upsets? I want to hear in the comments below, but that's it, man. Go Bills. Here we go. Preseason week 3, this is it. It's all over. The fun begins next Thursday. Bills, Rams. Oh, my God, it's going to be awesome. Go Bills.